Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the eye test. Those are words that we have not said on this channel in a very long time. We have not been avoiding you guys. We ain't been ghosting. It's had a lot going on in life, huh?
Very much so much going on. But look, sunny summer's day when we
Hello.
return, and we're flipping boiling and sweating mid episode, bro. Oh my god!
Alright. What you been on
But
recently?
a lot, man, a lot. Obviously we're both of us are preparing for the World Cup, of course. We're still doing our content. I'm sure everybody still sees our content.
Yeah.
We're still making noise. We're still building our channels. So obviously the NBA is on at the moment. So obviously I'm tapped into that. OKC going for a slugfest at the moment.
You were talking wild a few days ago when it was 2-1.
Hey, now that J
Look,
Dub and AJ
bro, the
out,
swagger's out your voice, man. Where'd the bass go, man?
hey, banged up. Injuries are gonna let the Spurs win this thing,
Oh,
bro.
is
Nah,
it?
bro, facts, bro. Injuries are gonna let them win this thing. When they get lucky, but it is what it is. We ain't going nowhere.
I saw
But
the Cavs get swept last night. I had the biggest smile on my face, man.
bro,
I've been
sorry,
I've been
franchise.
hate watching them since they knocked out the Raptors, bro.
Bro, James. I mean, to be honest, like it's so crazy because when you think about even Cavs going that far,
Yeah.
every other team would have been a better matchup against Knicks than the Cavs. Even you guys probably. Even you guys potentially.
We're ass against the Knicks.
No, but
man.
you know, I'm not saying you look good,
Cat
but
against Jakob Poeltl.
yeah,
Bro, we made Jared Allen look like Will
maybe,
Chamberlain, bro.
but I'm telling you now, Pistons are the ones. They're the biggest
Nah,
losers
yeah.
of this series of
De-
this playoffs anyway.
Defo.
But yeah, so obviously it's been doing all that, and yeah, man, it's now ready to do this in it end of the season. So what we get like 1 week off, maybe if we want to take it. So
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Man. Let's talk Premier League.
Mm.
Let's talk Premier League because obviously the season is over. Arsenal have won it. Congratulations to Arsenal.
Yeah.
And I saw a tweet the other day that made me laugh because it hit. It's like this feels like a series finale. It feels like the end of a television show. It feels like the end of like I don't even know How I Met Your Mother, or like
Yeah.
Game of Thrones or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I kind of hear it because if you look at the Premier League over the last decade as a TV show, it just ended. Right, the main characters are all gone.
Yeah.
They either went to a different country or something, or they passed away or whatever.
Yeah.
You're looking at Pep. You're looking at a club. You're looking at De Bruyne. You're looking at
Yeah.
Salah. Even looking at guys like Harry Kane who were in the league for a minute, and you're looking at all the main characters of this last iteration of the Premier League, and it feels like they're all on their way out.
It doesn't feel like they're on the way out. They are on the way out. They have left. They've left the league, as you just said. So if you're looking at the landscape of how long would you call it era of a Premier League? How long would you say an era is?
It depends. It doesn't. I don't think there's a set time. I think it's like there's clearly a start time. And I would say the start of this Premier era was the day Pep Guardiola walked in the city. And I know
Okay.
Klopp came the year before that, but I think Pep walking in
Yeah.
was the start of the era.
So basically you're saying 10 seasons.
Yeah, in this sense, it was
yeah,
obviously
10
Sir Alex is.
No, but then like Fergie, obviously you can call it the Fergie era, but there would have been iterations of different eras in the Fergie era.
different seasons.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
There's
Yeah,
different-
exactly.
No,
So
my point is like it's one era, but like.
but
there's
it's not
different-
one era because Cantona's not the same era as Wayne Rooney.
Okay, that's
Do you
fair.
get where I'm coming
so
from?
you want to
Like-
look at it like the first era was like the 90s.
Yes,
Class
like
of 92,
yeah.
Cantona, 99, and then Wenger
Yes,
came in, and it's Wenger Fergie.
Yeah, and then you get
Mourinho,
Abramovich and Jose
and then
era.
the first iteration of that City team,
Exactly.
and then it ends when Fergie leaves.
Yes, exactly. And then you had a little muddled period where I feel I call it like the everybody eats era, right? Where City won a league, then you had Chelsea win a league, Leicester won a league.
Chelsea
It was
again,
just it was just Chelsea again. It was just everybody was doing whatever. And then yes, you had the Pep era. And I think if you're looking at the Pep era, yeah, who's standing left? Van Dijk. He's the last one left. Really, innit? He's the
last.
Well, Jordan Henderson's still running around the league, but he's not count. You know what I mean? So Van Dijk is really the last one left.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? As you're talking about, the Hazards are gone, the Kanes are gone, the Son, even them kind of characters who had little moments. Sons are gone. Marcus Rashfords are gone. Like, bro, all these guys, Martial, Ollie, all these guys are gone. So it really is the end of an era. And you know what I mean? The funny thing is the start of a new era. And it's actually kind of, it's good that it's Arsenal that won because I feel like if City won but Pep left,
Yeah.
we would still be saying it's City's era. Like, it's
Nah,
City's time.
no, but I would have said the era is still over though, because I think that era with Pep would have been done.
But don't you feel like it's a bit more
Also
like,
still makes it feel more emphatic.
Yeah,
that it's
exactly.
definitely the end of an era.
and it's not Liverpool as well, who are
Yeah,
part of
yeah,
that whole,
yeah.
them two are the main protagonists of that era, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a new winner, not, well, you know what I mean, in 22 years, it does feel more like, okay, this could be the start of something new. It literally, like, it really does feel like the start of something new. And now it's down to United, Chelsea, Tottenham, this new Liverpool, whoever, to say, hold on a second, there's an opportunity here now. You know what I mean? For us to be the team for the next 5 years, 6 years. So it's going to be interesting to see who capitalizes. Obviously, Arsenal have. So yeah.
We look at it differently, right? Because I know you are buzzing that Pep is gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely buzzing. And I'm happy too.
And I'm not, it's not because of, I think Pep was washing up anyway. I've been saying this.
Yeah,
I don't think he's as.
But no, also you're happy to see him leave because you're a United fan, right?
Yeah.
I'm happy to see him leave too for that reason. But I was telling you the other day, you disagreed, but I was watching his goodbye speech and I can't lie, bro. I felt a little something, man. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe because, like, I don't know. Especially because this era has been one that I've covered a lot, even from a professional point of view. But seeing Pep leave the Prem is something I've been praying for every single day for the last decade. But now that he's finally gone, I'm like, damn. I feel like the Prem just lost like a big personality. And I felt the same way when Klopp left too, right? Like those kinds of figures are so, they're everything, right? And I look at now what's left, and this is no shot at the other managers, but you even look from a personality point of view. There isn't really one that stands out to you like the way Klopp and Pep kind of did. I'm looking at Alonso at Chelsea. Alonso's a cool cat, right? Like he was a player, he is a manager. Carrick, stable, calm guy. Arteta, I know he can have his little moments of like where he's on the touchline, but similar, right? He's not like some outspoken guy like that. I'm looking, who's that figure in the Premier League that almost breathes life into the entire league like Pep and Klopp did? So when I saw him leaving, I'm like, damn, I'm happy. Like, I've literally been waiting for this day for so long. Yeah. But a part of me was like, damn, we're going to miss Pep badly. The Prem will miss Pep badly.
You know what, though? Like, I understand that. But for me, like, Pep is a massive loss in terms of just the quality of what he brings and everything. And I agree with his character and stuff. But I'm somebody that I've been saying for a while, and we've touched on it a little bit. It's like it became a manager's game. Let's go back to it being a footballer's game. Do you know what I mean? And I think when you're looking at, what we need the characters from the manager, I don't need that right now. I want the players to be the characters.
But you can have a mix of both, right? Because Mourinho was a personality that we had, Wenger, Sir Alex, and also we were talking about the players. So I don't think this is a new I definitely think Pep introduced this new world we lived in where we were all caring about that. I definitely agree with. But I don't think it's a case of, he's the personality and all his players are cyborgs. Because De Bruyne was still that kind of player. Salah was definitely
were good players, but they weren't really characters.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
Salah's not a character.
When he doesn't like something,
Salah's
he's a character. Yeah, he's a character when he doesn't like something.
Salah,
other than that, he's a humble, quiet guy.
Yeah, but humble is not.
And I'm not saying he's quiet. He's a quiet guy.
I don't see it like that. Salah for me is a winner for me. Like I look at
100%.
No, but like he's a winner. Damn near he's a bastard.
But I don't feel like he's vocal unless he's unhappy.
Fair enough.
Do you know what I mean? Do you think he's like a vocal
I think Salah is one of the better personalities from his side. Yeah, definitely.
Fairs. But yeah, overall for me, losing Pep is obviously a big loss on the league, and I think the league will see the effects of it. As I said, I think there's going to be a change in the way the competitions is. In a way, for me, Pep hasn't been at his best in the last 2 years anyway, and you've already seen the point tallies of what you need to win the league reduce. Arsenal needed 85. Well, actually, they needed 82 to win the league this year. They end up with 85, but they needed 82 to win it. So that just goes and shows. I mean, how many last 2 seasons Pep hasn't cracked 80 points, which sounds absolutely crazy, but he hasn't cracked 80 points. But if you think about how many titles in the Pep era would he have won with 82 points, I mean,
I always
probably
look
not that much. I'm just saying
it doesn't really matter to me that much.
It doesn't. No. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is that is at the end of the day what he made you have to do to win a league. When in his time there, you were having to get 90 plus points. Do you get? And that doesn't mean I'm saying Arsenal's title win is worse than this one's because of this and that. Whatever you want to do it that way is do it that way. But Pep himself,
as a competitor,
you had to get 90 something points. We saw a Liverpool team with 92 points not win the league, and 97 points not win the league. That's what he said. That's what he said. And I'm not saying that means all of his teams are now better than Jose's teams, Fergie's teams, Wenger's team. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying to win a league in Pep's peak, you did have to crack 90 points. So, I mean, that's not going to happen anymore, I don't think.
Do you think... Because here's this conversation that we always have. We had it last year. We're having it this year. The quality of the Prem. And you look at all these figures leaving, and you're looking at even like I said, the players: De Bruyne, Bernardo, John Stones, Mohamed Salah, Robertson, soon to be Van Dijk. Clearly, these are not only big personalities but big players too that the Prem is leaving. where do you see the Prem now going next few years?
I mean,
Even from a quality point of view, because I think we can agree. From a competitive point of view,
Yeah.
I think Arsenal will look at it and say, all right, let's see how many we can rack up. But I think the rest of the Prem will also look at them and say, all right, we can go to war with you, no problem. But from a quality point of view.
I think from a quality point of view, look, when legends leave, you always think like, oh my God, because you're losing some big ones. Now, John Stones, great player for me. Bernardo, great player. Robertson,
Yeah,
great
those
player.
guys can be replaced. I'm not gonna lie. They're great players, but they're replaceable.
Exactly. If you're talking about people like KDB, it's going to take a while. You're going to have to wait and see who wants to become that next star of the Premier League. You're actually talking about a guy who you can argue is a top 5 player, maybe if you want to in the Premier League. Mo Salah too, whatever position you want to put him in. So yes, that comes along, but more legends are going to come along. More people are going to grow as the league goes on. You look at people like Saliba and these guys that are in the league. I'm not saying he's KDB, but people like that, Stones, you were good, but Saliba and these are already here. You know what I mean? So it's like, the quality is going to keep going. It's going to keep going. Listen, I'm not saying he is going to be that guy, but look at man like this Krupi guy. Like, imagine he just continues to develop. All of a sudden, we're saying, wow. You know what I mean? So we don't really know.
But you know what it was with Salah and De Bruyne?
Listen,
They walked it on day one in the Premier League. And, obviously Salah had to come back. But you know what I mean? Day one, Salah broke the Golden Boot record. De Bruyne was putting up 15, 16 assists. Like, who's that guy? Is he in the league right now?
He might not be in the league right now, because when you're looking at the Player of the Year candidates, is there anyone in that list that you're saying is that guy? Probably not. You know what I mean? So yeah, he might not be in the league right now. That's a good point. He might not be, but football goes in cycles, innit? Like the league goes in cycles.
I guess that's what I'm asking you. Are we now entering a cycle where we're gonna be on a downward period in the Prem?
Downward.
Because you look at, if you ignore the last 2 seasons, right? But you look at the seasons prior, you had the argument to make that City and Liverpool were arguably the 2 best teams in the world. They weren't only competing for the Prem, they were competing for the Champions League against each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You look now the last 2 seasons, like granted, Arsenal are in the Champions League final, so maybe their fans won't like me even saying that.
Exactly.
But I just look at the quality of where City and Liverpool were at, and then you still had teams that were going in England to deep rounds of competitions too. Is the Prem kind of now heading on maybe almost like a hangover period from that?
It really depends on how long do you think it will last. How long do you think it lasts?
I think it lasts until another dynastic player or manager enters the league.
See, I don't know about that, because there's only been 2 dynasties in the Premier League. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm saying not teams, dynastic players or managers. So for me, a player like, I don't know, who can we think of, right?
What are you talking about across Europe?
In the Prem, that comes to the Prem. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm waiting to see.
I agree. I
think a player can come in and like elevate the level like that.
I do think there's a gap for who's the king of the league. 100%. Like, who is the king of the league? I do think there is the gap.
I think the challenge has to be put at Haaland's feet, man.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
So for me, I think Haaland is just at a elite level where he's just Haaland. It's kind of weird because it's like what you said, right? You said it a long time ago. It's like the way Haaland plays the game. It's hard to say he's the best player in the world. You know what I mean? The best player. But I actually think, okay, if you're just talking straight, is he the best player in the league? I do think he is. But is he the best player in the league? Do you get where I'm coming from?
It doesn't even feel like
he's definitely the most elite player in his position.
It doesn't even feel like he's the face of the league.
Yeah,
though, right?
yeah.
And for me, I struggle to get behind that because he gets paid $1 million a week, which that's not his problem. He deserves that, right?
But the books won't tell you that.
No, but my point is he gets paid $1 million a week or whatever he's getting paid, right? He's the highest paid player in the league by a mile. He is now the face of Manchester City since De Bruyne left.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing you could have possibly said in his defense the last few years is like, I always felt he's scoring goals despite Pep's system. And now Pep is gone. Does that
I'm interested.
The next coach that comes in for me, I'm looking at Haaland. Let's build around him. Let's build to his strengths. I don't think that's happened since Haaland entered the league.
See, now you see there was a moment earlier in this season. I know you always say that he goes through a period where he goes off form, but forget about all of that. There was a period in which he was playing with Pep this season where I thought they were finally playing to his strengths. And he looked the best player in the league at that point.
By
you see, even when he was scoring goals in his debut season and his second season and the third season, even in that period, you still thought, KDB is probably the best, or maybe most, whoever you wanted to say.
Now, at one point, it felt like City couldn't score goals.
Yeah, but the way he was he scores tap-ins and stuff, but there was something about the way he was scoring at the start of this season where I was like, best player in the league. And then, City kind of changed their style again. Semenyo came in.
Even him, like he kind of
went down.
His movement went
finishing. Stiff. He started getting frustrated. He looked really frustrated figure. So yeah, he went through that blip period, and you're like, okay, again. But if you're just talking about like who's the most elite player in the league, it probably is him in terms of what he's done in the game, in terms of what he does every single season. But yeah, there isn't that Eden Hazard vibe. There isn't that Mo Salah at his best vibe. There isn't that KDB vibe. There isn't that Wayne Rooney vibe. Yeah, there isn't.
And I think when you see it, you know it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's why people will say, "Oh, why can't it be Haaland?" But again, I just think there could be a player that comes to the Prem, and you're automatically, "Oh yeah, he's the best player in the Premier League."
It's interesting because it's like who? Because even when you look at the Premier League teams like Arsenal and things, we're all trying to sign from the Premier League.
No, I think that's the issue.
No, that's the thing, because the Premier League seems to have the most, like, I wouldn't say the most, it kind of does have the most quality, but you get where I'm coming from. Yeah, so like, you're trying to buy from the Premier League. So it's like, we're thinking about foreign stars. We're pretty much alluding to foreign stars coming into the Premier League and killing it. And you're like, who? Unless the only person at the moment, think about it, the only high profile name, and is he really high profile, or is it just because he plays for this team, that's linked to the coming to Premier League is Barcola. That's the only guy.
Yeah.
From foreign teams. That's the only big name. So is Barcola going to come and be the new Eden Hazard?
I don't think so.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So now you're looking, I just seen Arsenal are linked to Morgan Rogers. Man City are linked with Elliot Anderson. We're linked with Baleba and Fernandez, and everyone's signing from this league. So if we're looking for this future star, I don't know where it's coming from, bro.
Well, it's funny because a year ago we would have said Wirtz. Wirtz was meant to be that guy when he came in for big money to almost be the next version of Kevin De Bruyne.
Can Cherky get to that level?
I think Shirky, one thing that Shirky has in his advantage when it talks about being the face of the Premier League is the personality.
Yeah.
I think he almost, like, the way he plays, people want to like Ryan Shirky. I know Arsenal fans right now don't like him because of his antics this year, but, like, I think there's something likable about Ryan Shirky, which I definitely think matters too when you're talking about who is the guy in the Prem.
But I think with Cherky's profile, it's a unique profile, as we know. Physically, he's not like KDB or anything like that. So he's a very interesting case to look at. Like, you don't, like, as much as we love him, you can just imagine the world of a new manager coming in and being like, nah, that's not my guy.
You reckon?
Can you like, I can see that. Not saying Maresca's going to be that, but I don't think Cherky is as,
I think that got distilled this year.
You reckon?
I think it got dispelled. I thought that could have been the case with Pep. The fact Pep bought him, remember I was saying, I can't believe it's going to work.
Yo, Pep was still kind of...
Pep, and even Pep had to bite, even Pep had to bite his tongue at one point and say, you know what?
But do you think
this guy's too peak?
But do you think Pep, it was like, yeah, you're so good, but at the same time, do you think Pep, it was still kind of like, you're lucky I just haven't got anyone else? Kind of vibe. You're kind of lucky I haven't got anyone else.
So like,
yeah, no, but I was still kind of getting the vibes where I was like, bro, think about it. In the running, the last 3-4 games, he benched him again.
Yeah,
he benched him again. But this is what I mean. You don't bench Kevin De Bruyne.
But Pep is the kind of guy that does weird stuff like that. I don't think. I think after the season he just had, I think managers come in and say, yeah, Shirky's one of the guys.
So do you think Maresca comes in?
Yeah, I think he's looking at Haaland.
You're my 10.
I think he's looking at Haaland. Yeah, definitely. I think he's looking at Haaland. He's looking at Shirky. He's looking at Kusanov and Gady as a center back partnership. It's
going to be interesting.
He's probably looking at him. I think he's looking at those guys as the main guys on his team. Rodri, if he stays. Anderson. I think other guys might be in danger, to be honest with you. But no, I think Shirky now is. I'm interested to see what happens with Foden at City. To be honest with you,
he's got a new lease of life now, I guess, in it. Like, well, you better hope so. He ain't got a World Cup, so mate, check in.
Next season's his last
check
chance,
in
bro.
June the 2nd or whenever it is. Report to preseason with Maresca. That's what I would be doing if I was Phil Foden. I'll become his teacher's pet. I'll be working hard. This is a new lease of life for him. If it doesn't work now,
I remember start of the season, I had a top 10 list of like most players under the most pressure to deliver this year. And I think I had him third. And for all the reasons we all know about, right? And he actually started the season well, to be fair, Foden.
He did.
First half of the season, he was good. Second half of the year, bro, the fact that Pep completely just discarded him to the side, that was the most... It's not even like he played him and it was just...
0 minutes
he was literally leaving him on the bench and like must-win game. Like, now I don't need you, bro.
It's insane. And Foden, again, look, not going to the World Cup. Look yourself in the mirror, mate. You know what I mean? Look yourself in the mirror. I think he had a really bad season last year. I did hear behind the scenes, and he did touch on it. I did hear he was going through some mental things, little things going on at home, new baby, lots of stuff was going on. Affected him a little bit. All right, we put that to bed. This season was... Some people are going to say, well, if you weren't watching, he actually played well. He was okay.
Hold on. No one can say that when Pep is literally leaving him on the bench.
This is what I'm saying.
You don't need to convince us of that. You need to convince Pep clearly, bro.
Because when I said that, like, yo, poor season in my video about England, People are like, you weren't watching.
First
He
half of the
actually
season, I
played
think he
well.
was good. I think first half of the season he was good.
It's a 4 out of 10 season.
Oh, overall, yeah. I
So-
thought you said first half was a 4 or
No,
5.
no,
No.
no.
First half of the season, bro. I was
Yeah.
considering him at one point who could be the right wing in my team in the in December time.
4 out of 10 season. This is, I feel like, a crossroads moment for Phil Foden.
Big
I'm
one.
so surprised he signed that new deal though.
How much do you think he signs that at Pep staying though?
Maybe
reckon?
not. I don't reckon.
'Cause
I don't know.
I think Foden wants to stay. I think Foden would
know.
love to retire at City in his
Yeah.
prime. I think it was a Pep thing at that point.
Yeah.
I think if Pep's still a City manager, Foden's gone, or he doesn't sign that deal. That's
Yeah.
for certain.
Hey, listen, the one club thing, that's kind of a thing of the past, right?
Not for those guys though. Foden is that's his club.
Hey, man.
In Foden's mind, bro, when he grew up, when he started playing, his goal is I want to retire at City.
No, for sure. But I'm just saying, like, maybe he needs to snap out of that because
Oh yeah, look
the
what
one
happened to
club
Rashford.
thing,
I
yeah,
mean,
man. The
But I
one
think this is
club
why
thing,
this
innit?
year under Maresca, it's like a lifeline for him almost. Like if he doesn't do it this year,
this is it.
forget about even like he will just run the risk of being an irrelevance in football.
In fact, he'll run the risk of his legacy at Man City looking a bit, and people start questioning it. So he's better off.
I think he's already
next
there. I'm not
season
gonna lie.
and leave.
I think he's already in
I
that
think it's
convo.
hard. I'm talking about within City. I'm talking about his City fan base, not what we think about him. I'm talking about. I reckon they look at him, our academy boy that went to the top, won a Player of the Year, won the treble, as Big Steve will always remind you of the treble. Blah blah blah. I think they'll have him in that regard. But if he has 3 back-to-back seasons now, poor, I think they'll start people within even City start looking at it like, do you know what I mean? Like, so I think this is his last chance to learn, man.
Fair enough. What else is going on in the footballing world? Champions League final.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about Arsenal
Wait,
whatsoever.
quickly,
Go
before
ahead.
we move on, are Man United going to be part of this new era? Do you see Man United being part of this new 10-year era? Are we going to be part of it? What do you see?
There's been a
for
few.
that?
There's been a few periods post Ferguson where you've looked at it. You looked at the landscape of the Prem, and you looked at United and thought, "Ooh, they're in a moment right now where they need to strike when the iron is hot, and if they do, there's an opportunity." I think back to when Mourinho first came to the job, and his second season too, where you looked at it and Pep had just come in, but Mourinho was still on a high, and they're signing Lukaku and Pogba, and you think, okay, they could really make a jump for it. And they finished second that one year, but
Yeah.
they never really
Pretty much
capitalized on the
81
moment.
points.
Huh?
81
Yeah, they
points.
never really capitalized on the moment, right?
Yeah.
And then I think all these third season when we went in with Varane and Sancho after 2 successive second and third place seasons, I think as a fan base we looked at it and said, "Oh, could this be our moment?"
Yeah.
And both times, I just don't think we capitalized on it. Whether it was signings or whether it was other reasons, we just haven't been able to do it. I look now, and it's the first time in a while that the whole fan base is on a collective high, where we think, oh, if we get it right in the market,
Yeah.
we could be a player. Now, whether that's due to what Carrick's made us feel, or whether it's due to Pep leaving, I do think that they need a special window to make any kind of noise. This is where we kind of disagree on, because I think you think it's probably more likely than I do. Maybe that's because I just don't trust Ineos. But
Yeah.
I think if they get the right market, like a really, really great market, then yeah, they could in a scenario. I still think next year is a top 4, top 5 thing. Consolidate Champions League football. Try and go on a run in Europe because we've been horrible in the Champions League for over a decade now. I don't share the same enthusiasm as you.
I think we should be looking at a top 3 finish again next year. I personally believe so. I think we have got players and we definitely need more players, but I don't think we're way off what our competition is in my opinion. And I think there is sometimes, listen, it's hard to judge because you have an interim period and stuff, but I'm looking back at 2 examples, which they didn't obviously win the league, but these are 2 examples when Emery came into Aston Villa and they had that calendar year of 20, I don't know the years, guys. Say it's 2023. They had that calendar year of 2023, or that second half of the season, and you were like, okay, warm. And in the next season, bam, Champions League football. And you're like, why didn't we see the signs though from the season before? Like we should have, like when they did it, you're like, well, obviously because of the signs. And then Eddie Howe and Newcastle, they were the other ones. They had this second half of the season and the calendar year of, again, I don't know, it's 2024. And in the next season, they went crazy. And then you're looking at it again like, why didn't we see the signs? And then I'm looking at it, 19 games. That's a half a season that we had finished top of the table in 19 games. Now, am I thinking, I don't want anyone to have the expectation that means we're going to win the league, because that's not going to happen in my opinion. But 19 games isn't a small sample size. That is half of a year. That's half of a season that we bettered Arsenal and Man City. So for me, again, I'm fully agree with you. A good window is super important, but I would be disappointed with fifth place, bro. I'll be
Let
very
me touch on
disappointed
those
with fifth
Newcastle
place.
and Villa points. I think the one thing you have to remember, bro, and I guess this depends on how much value you put on it, but I definitely think it counts. Newcastle and Villa had those great second half of the seasons, but then the next season too, they were still not playing in Europe, right? They were still only really focusing on one game a week, and then the following season they got into Europe, and Newcastle and Villa both fell off the following seasons. So that's one worry for Man United. But I also think that worry can be mitigated if they have a good window, because yeah, Man United are playing one game a week. If you give them more depth, then there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to deal with more games a week.
Yeah.
Secondly, I love the momentum we're entering next season with. It feels like we're entering next season on a high, and I think that's super important. Like this season, there was so much pressure on the club and on Amarim on day one because of how bad the season prior went. And the minute it even went slightly south, disaster.
Yeah.
With this, it does feel like everyone is kind of singing off the same hymn sheet. So I hope so, man. I'm not as high on the ownership as you are.
Cool. Listen, I'm not gonna knock a United fan for.
I have to see the signings first.
100%, and so do I. But I do think within the next 5 years we will be a force in this league.
5 years, okay.
I mean, we're talking about eras, isn't it? We're talking about eras.
Oh yeah, then in this era, if Man United are not a player in this era, we are in major.
This is what I'm saying. I believe
they better damn well be a player in this era.
And I think even next season, I think it's solidify ourselves as okay. They're really coming, and I do think within 2 seasons, not next season, the season after, I want a head-to-head title challenge. That's what I see it as. Yeah, that's where I am with Man United.
If they plan correctly,
it's all about that.
Then I mean that has to be the goal for us, for Chelsea, for Liverpool. I think that's the thing now. Every club should be looking at it as we need to get our shit together quickly. Right?
Because you look at starting 11 for starting 11. Let's say for example, starting 11. Let's say 1 to 14, because I think every team needs a bit more depth and all that. 1 to 14, we can compete with. Listen, Arsenal winners, so let's just leave them out of the conversation for a sec because we expect them to be there next year. The changes are within Man City. The changes are within Chelsea. The changes are, we'll see with Liverpool. But yeah, Liverpool, they're not a major player right now. I think 1 to 14, we can compete with these teams as it currently constructed.
Not with City
I do believe so.
Not with City. I think City have a better squad than us.
From 1 to 14.
Yeah, definitely. I actually think.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying compete. I think we can. We finished 7 points off City. City finished 7 points off Arsenal.
Yeah, but I don't know. If there's a squad only, I don't think so. I think I look at City's squad and like they have another thing too of us, bro. And this is what I'm gonna say. A lot
Pep lens as well.
No, but
let
me say this too, right? We're talking about the next few years. A lot of it depends on how Bruno ages for me, man. A lot of it, because I look at what we did this season, brother. The guy contributed to 33 points for our team. You can shake your head all you want, bro.
Bruno, I've never been afraid of best players leaving.
It's not about that. I didn't say leaving.
Yeah,
I said his level dropping.
Oh yeah,
if Bruno's level drops next season, if he leaves and you replace him, that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
If we're like Bruno is going to be someone we rely on heavily next season. If he plays like this year, brother, Man United will do things. The guy has been playing at a ridiculous level. But I saw Mo Salah a year prior play at one of the best levels the Prem has seen individually, and the next season look like a shadow. For me, a lot of how United does next year depends on how Bruno ages.
I'll be surprised if Bruno was to completely drop off next season. I'll be very, very surprised. I think with his durability, I know you can say with Mo Salah and stuff. I get it.
You never know when it's coming.
Yeah, exactly. You never really know. But I'll be very surprised if Bruno now drops to a horrific level. I'll be very, very surprised personally. I think with what he's got going on with Carrick as well, I'll be surprised. But in terms of even the over-reliance, we don't want that over-reliance anyway. So whoever we sign, it's going to have to be putting our other players in better positions to contribute more. Hopefully, we saw a little glimpse of what Sesko can become. Can it now be a full season?
I think it's a different United. There's players
there's
next
loads of
year,
little things,
along with the transfers.
Wasted so much time not playing Kobe Mainu.
You're talking a lot about what can go. What does Man United need to do next season? I think a lot of it, along with signings, is players also need to improve.
Yeah.
Right. Euro, I think, is a make or break year for him next year. I'm in full belief of that. I look at Sheshko. He needs to have another jump because I think he had a good first season. Next year, the pressure will be more on him because he's going to be a starter more and more. I'm looking at Mbemo. I think Mbemo, there's a big pressure on him to start next season strong. Like we can almost forgive the second half of the season for whatever reason, but next year, if he starts off slow, brother, you're 27 or whatever. You're not a young guy. Cunha, similar. These guys next year, there's no more betting into a new bigger team. You're going from Brentford to Man United. Next year, you're here now. We're in Champions League.
100%. But those are like the names that you said. Those are good players, man. They're good players. Like
but they elevate themselves to great players.
That's the thing. Yeah, we'll see. But like they're good players. And the thing is though, like I do think that sometimes, like, you when you look at other teams, like, for example, it's all about how the system works and how the system plays. Because you look at it, for example, Doku's production. Now, I mean, none of us, me and you, I don't really care. I like Doku. You like Doku, right?
I love Doku.
Yeah, we both
I
like
love
Doku, and I rep for him. But if Doku was giving us similar production at Manchester United, you'd see it be so much more detrimental to our team because of the other pieces in the Manchester City team. Do you get where I'm coming from? So if Doku gave what, like, how much GA did he get this season? Like
Probably
6?
probably not the most, no.
Ahmad gave 5 GA this season. I want to throw that guy off a cliff right now. But it's about the performance.
Bro.
It's about the performance.
Doku's performances outside of GA are insane.
But what I'm saying is, how influential would it be on the other side? So if Doku was put into Manchester United, now would you be like, Doku? Like, for what I'm saying is, if Doku was at Manchester United right now, would you be saying, yeah, that's a piece in the Manchester United team?
I think I would.
I don't know, because I
like,
see it in the Man City team where Haaland's still going to score, Cherky's still going to create, Semenyo, he gave them 15 goals or whatever it was. So it's all good pieces. It's all about what you require from your team. Now, Man City don't require him to put GA down. And I'm glad, and I love the way Doku plays. I'm a big fan. But it's just different expectations at different clubs. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, no,
different
but if we had players that were doing what Doku was doing and they weren't scoring, I would honestly feel okay with it, because I know that what he's adding to the team is insane in its own way. I'm looking at Mbeumo and Ahmad. Not only are they not scoring or assisting, but they're not giving us. It's like playing with 9 players on the pitch at times with them, bro. That's where, for me, the discrepancy between what Doku's doing and what Mbeumo and Ahmad have given us the second half of the season kind of changes up. But let's talk about Arsenal a little bit, right? First of all, actually, before we talk about the Champions League final, we're talking about new era. Are they the team to beat in this new era? Can they go on a dynasty?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think they can?
I think so. I don't think they're gonna do a City or a Fergie and United, but let's say 5 years. I think Arsenal win 2 more Prems in the next 5 years. I think they'll win about. It's rare that you get a team like it's rare that you get a team that win the league and they don't win it again in a shorter period of time. Yeah, so definitely. Arsenal win another league. You know where I'm coming from.
It's actually true. A team that, that's. I don't think any more Leicester and Blackburn. Yeah. You look at Chelsea. They got 3 and however many years, 4 years.
But let's just say they got 2. They got back to back.
Yeah. Right? But my point is, they got like 3 and 5 years. Yeah. As well.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. 3 and 5 years.
Yes. That Hazard Costa core, they got 2 and 3 years.
Yeah.
Man United, we know. City, we know. Yeah. Liverpool, even they got 2 and 4 years.
4,
and even then, they were collecting other cups in that period. Exactly. So you would expect Arsenal in the next 5 years to rack up more titles.
Yeah, they should win.
But can they
1
go
or 2 more?
Like 2 in a row, 3 in a row?
I think they'll do 2. I think they can go back to back next year. 3 in a row now. I don't think they'll do 3 in a row. How much do you think them winning will almost be like taking the monkey off their back now, and like almost like more than any other club, bro?
Like, you know how, I mean, Arsenal, you always feel like that mentality thing is in the back of their mind.
Yeah.
Like, bottle. Like, now that that's gone, you think now they almost play
more than any other club, more than even the fact that Liverpool were waiting 30 years, more than that, right? Because Liverpool never had this tag of bottlers.
Yeah, they had won the Champions League.
They never had this. They just didn't have this level of pressure. I don't know. I feel like Arsenal becoming a mid-table club felt bigger than Liverpool becoming a mid-table club. It's kind of weird because you'd say Liverpool are the bigger club or whatever, but I felt like we just felt like, oh, Liverpool, okay, cool, whatever. Arsenal, no matter where they are on the table, it always feels massive. And we've said it, but this was the most pressure we've seen a team under to win a league. I think it's honestly, I think it's a huge, huge monkey off their back. And I think next season, they're going to play better football. I don't think we're going to see set piece again.
You think next year Arsenal go back to like
I think
23, 24 times?
23, 24, not 22, 23, but 23, 24. I think Arsenal are going to play good football next year. I do think so. Bro, this was one of them moments where it was just like,
just slug it out any way you can.
We can do. Yeah, like
get it however you can.
Yeah, get it however you can, and whatever happens, happens. I think now they're going to be walking into grounds as well. They already kind of had that respect, but they're champions now, bro. They're going to be walking in a bit different. Yeah, man. The swagger's going to be different. People are going to be looking at them different. Rio talks about it all the time. Berbatov spoke about it one time. He's like, yo, when I walked in and then man are looking to the right and seeing Rooney and them, man, you can see in their face, we've lost. We may laugh at it now, but they are going to be looking at Declan Rice like that. They are going to be seeing Saliba and Gabriel like that. They are going to be looking at Raya and Saka like that.
Will fear Arsenal like that?
100%. I think they're going to have that fear now, bro. And it all depends also. Imagine if they get off to a 5-0 start like Liverpool did this year. Could get scary, bro.
Mm.
It could get scary. It could get scary. So I'm interested to see if they're linked to people like Morgan Rogers. I don't know about that one. But
I think Rodgers goes to Arsenal and he's a great player, man.
You reckon?
Yeah,
Fairs.
I do. I think Rodgers is made for the big time. I don't think he's like an elite
You don't think
level
big?
player
You
yet.
don't think big fish, smallish, pondish?
I think I don't know. I mean, there's always the possibility. We always look at players that are coming up from like Villa is not a small club, but like that Cat C, Cat B level club to now an alpha club. Like you think, ooh, can you cope? But I don't know, something about Rodgers' personality. Again, he feels like a character. He feels like someone who's ready to make the jump up.
Fairs.
And I think he goes into that Arsenal dressing room and he probably looks at it and says, "Yeah, I'm one of the better players here." I think Rodgers walks into the Arsenal team and says, "Trossard and Martinelli, these guys."
I mean, I feel like Martinelli. I feel like he'll go this
Potentially, and I look at Trossard. I think he's probably coming towards the end of his story too.
Chilling.
So I think Rodgers goes in there and says, "Yeah, off the left, me as Saka. Yeah, let's run it. Let's run it." That would be an interesting signing for them, actually.
It will.
Let's see where Rodgers ends up going. Would you take Man United?
I feel like we got another variant of him in Cunha. They just seem the same players.
I prefer Rodgers.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I like Rodgers
don't
a
know
lot.
if I do. You know.
Really?
Nah, I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do. I like Cunha. I like Rodgers as well. That's a tough one, but even if you prefer who, don't you see them as the same variant? Drivers with the ball, score spectacular goals. Both like that cut in with the inside left
Rodgers,
finish.
I don't know, maybe a little
both
technically
fast.
clean. I feel like he's a little more technically cleaner than Cunha. That's the way I feel.
I think I feel both of them are a little bit on the janky side. I'm not gonna lie. A bit. I think they're both a little bit to their game. I don't think either of them are smooth players.
Maybe because I watch Cunha more often at United. I just see it every week.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that touches.
Yeah,
You're cold, Cunha, but what the hell is that? I get moments of Cunha. I'm like, hold on a minute.
No, but
you're a baller, but at the same time, you are Buki.
Nah, Morgs is a bit like that for me. I think he's a
Fair
little
enough.
bit like that. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But
Let's talk about the final.
variants. I want a wide man. You know what I mean?
Barcola.
Yeah, I want a wide man, bro.
There's not that many out there, though.
Many.
Bro. Like, I'm seeing 80, 100 for Diomande, and I'm thinking...
and we're linked to like in Jai, and even him.
Like Njai,
I do like him, but he's not a natural wide man, bro. He's more in. He comes
drifter,
inside, and he's... I think if you ask him, what are you? He'll say, I'm a 10. I think that's what he is.
Yeah, he's like a wide 10. I like Njai a lot.
I need a...
Njai would get Old Trafford popping, bro. Oh, my word.
I don't know.
100%.
I need a proper wide man, bro. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Let's talk about the final.
Huge.
You're talking about what this momentum and this mentality shift can kind of mean for next season. What does it mean for next weekend?
I mean, if Arsenal go and do the double, wow.
Let me ask you this. If Arteta wins the league and the Champions League, he becomes the second manager ever in Premier League history to do it in the same season. Only Pep and
third manager. He's a
third. Sorry, he becomes the third manager in Premier history. To win both the league and Champions League in the same season. What does that do for his legacy, bro? I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like Arteta a week ago we were saying, well, if he doesn't win it, then he might have to go. But now we're looking at it, and is he the youngest manager to ever win the Prem? I think he is.
How old is Arteta?
I think Mourinho.
Is he younger than Jose?
I think Jose might have been the youngest actually. Yeah. But anyways, he's one of the youngest ever. Yeah. It's his first job. He's resurrected a fallen giant. He's in the third season of the Champions League. He's in the final. If he wins the Champions League, where are we looking at him in terms of great Premier League managers? Is he just behind Klopp?
Is he behind Klopp?
Nah, he's behind Klopp.
Okay.
But is it not just
in the
Fergie,
same
Pep,
season?
Fergie, Pep, Jose? Wenger, of course.
Wenger. Yeah. He'll be top 6, 7.
He's top 6.
Top 6, 7.
He's knocking on the top 5 just like that.
Yeah, Klopp's at risk for me. Klopp. Yo, alarm bells ringing, mate. If he does that, but at the same time, Klopp won everything as well. But individually, he won things. His teams did peak a little bit higher. His teams were better than Arteta's teams. So it's an interesting discussion. I wouldn't say he's gonna be top 5 yet, but I would have him under Klopp because I have Wenger over Klopp. I know some people.
I would have Wenger over Klopp.
I have Wenger over Klopp. So yeah, top 6. He'll enter the top 6. The title, Champions League in the same season, 3 second place finishes. These things count for something.
Football's so funny, bro. Bro, if they win this weekend, this is their greatest team ever, bro. It is, right? Like, it is their greatest team ever.
Season ever.
No, okay, yeah, it's their greatest season ever. But at the same time, too, like, is that...
Yeah, it's great.
You won the league and the Champions League, bro.
Yeah, it depends, innit? Because, like... it depends.
You know what I mean?
But we don't call our treble team... Well, it depends. Is our treble team better than 08? Is treble City better than 17, 18, 18, 19 City.
I guess. That's why I didn't say best. I said the greatest.
Greatest.
Just
Yeah,
because our greatest team is the 99 team.
Yeah.
Right? It is. That's the greatest man. That's the greatest. Obviously, like GOAT versus best. It's the greatest Man United team ever. This becomes the greatest Arsenal team ever.
Yeah, it does.
They gotta have to build statues for these guys. But the other day, someone asked me, and I immediately went to say no, but I was like, oh, hold on. If Arteta wins the Champions League after winning the league, does he get a statue outside of the Emirates? Is he there already? I said I feel like Arsenal are too big of a club to just give it to him after 1 year. But these guys are saying, well, he's doing something that has never been done at the club. Does Arteta immediately qualify for what's it called? A statue?
If Arteta wins the Champions League and Premier League,
does he even have to manage another game for Arsenal to then go down as
get a statue?
Because Klopp, he's not good enough to get a statue at Liverpool for me. I thought Liverpool's too big.
They got Paisley and
I don't even know. Does Gerrard have a statue outside of Liverpool?
No, Gerrard hasn't got one yet. No.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, but Arteta, hey man, I immediately jumped to say no, but the more I think about it, I'm like, wait.
I mean, when you win somebody's first of anything, you enter a different kind of conversation, innit? So that's the thing. Like when you win the first Champions League, forget the Premier League. It's the Champions League.
Yeah,
if you win the first Champions League, but then it's like, I mean, Di Matteo is not getting one outside Chelsea.
Apparently Chelsea fans, they want Di Matteo to get one, especially because of his playing career.
I mean,
FA Cup finals.
Fair enough.
Low-key, Di Matteo might deserve a statue at Chelsea for all his country. Bro, he won them 2 FA Cups with his goals.
Yeah. Fair. I mean,
I think Di Matteo low-key
it's a unique one. That's a unique one for sure.
He's like of that era, him and Zola.
Arteta statue.
I think it's an interesting.
I think they need to go a couple more.
I said the same thing, but I think it's definitely more interesting than at first I just dismissed that. I was like, nah, Arsenal, come on, it's too big of a club. One season. But
it took Wenger some time to get a statue, you know.
Yeah.
He had to work 25 years, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure.
Those last 15 years, they were thinking.
Do you know what I'd say? Do you know what I'd say? I think statue, not quite. Give him a stand. Give him a stand.
Surely
of the Emirates.
A stand is more impressive than a statue, bro.
Bro, he's the Emirates GOAT.
No, hold on.
He's the Emirates GOAT.
Hold on.
He's the Emirates GOAT.
So you would give him a stand.
Emirates belongs to Arteta, bro.
Surely a stand is more meaningful than a statue.
I don't think so.
Of course it is.
Do you think
so? You have 4 stands. You have plenty of statues. Once you go on one of those stands, that's it.
I don't know. Something about a stand.
Arsenal got plenty of statues outside their ground, bro. Plenty.
A statue. Well, they're both immortal, I guess.
No, but a stand surely is like, wow. A stand in your ground is called the Mikel Arteta stand. That's more immortal than a statue for me.
Think so?
Yeah. Statues are stuff. Bro, how many statues?
No, they got that many.
One of these days I'm going to walk by, it's going to be a Lawrence statue.
No, chill out. They've got Henry. They've got Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah.
They got Tony Adams.
Yeah, they got Wenger.
And Wenger.
They don't have, what's it called? George Graham.
No.
They don't got Herbert Chapman. They ain't got one for him. They might have one for him.
I don't know if they got Chapman, but nah.
I'm looking at City, for example.
That's 4 goats.
Huh?
That's 4 goats at the club.
I think Arsenal have more statues than that, bro.
Maybe. That's 4 goats at the club.
Real quick. I think a stand. So you would rather have, if you were a legendary figure, you'd rather have.
I would rather have a statue.
A statue that a stand.
Yeah.
But then statue, they might give you a D Wade statue.
No. Because it looks
they gonna
like
make you like Edwards. People gonna walk by, they gonna say, "Yo, what does the Man United and the Timberwolves have to do with each other?"
Have me holding a ball like this, bro. Flip it out.
Emirates statues. They have 6 bronze statues outside.
Okay.
Wenger, Henry, Bergkamp, Adams, Herbert Chapman. Yeah.
No, Chapman. Okay. And, original foundation.
Ken Fryer honors the long-serving club director and former managing director.
Okay, I don't know who Ken Fryer is, but. Yeah, that's 5 staples of the football club.
And then
Mikel Arteta. And then Mikel Arteta gets a stand.
But none of those guys have a stand.
Yeah.
So he should have a stand instead of all those other guys.
No, Wenger should get one and Arteta should get one.
So that's already...
If he does the Champions League.
That is crazy to me, bro.
You think so?
That's really insane to me.
No, but do you know what it is, though?
Maybe
No, hold on. Okay, wait. Do you know what? Maybe...
Sir Alex Ferguson stand,
stand, so maybe... No, do you know what? No. I'm gonna say no to both.
Maybe the training ground.
No. I'm gonna say no to both. I'm gonna say no to both.
Yeah.
Those
are lifelong achievements.
Win more.
Bro.
He win more. Like do more. Pep Guardiola's getting a stand. He's obviously gonna get a statue too. Win more. Yeah, win more. I'd say.
Do you think they win it this weekend?
Because then why didn't just City pop one open for Mancini, for winning the Prem and then first one, and you know what I mean?
No, but he didn't win the first one. He won the first Prem, but they had
Yeah,
won a
I'm
league
saying
title
first
before.
Prem. First Prem. That was their first Prem.
Yeah, but Prem league title. Okay,
Have City won
this is
it?
they had one. Yeah, it was
They
their
had won a
first
league
one in
title?
like
Okay.
70 something years or like
Oh,
100
okay.
years or something like that.
Yeah.
But Arteta would win them their
Nah,
first
I wouldn't.
Champions
I
League.
wouldn't give him a statue or stand yet. I'd say win more, bro. Because do you know what? Like, because it's only one, that can be beaten. Another manager can come and win two, and then we're gonna be like, hold on, he's got two now, and Arteta's got one. He deserves a statue.
But he
now.
won the
He
first.
does that. Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know.
You think they won?
I'm not an Arsenal fan. Give one to Ian Wright first. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You know what I mean? If I had to get one before Ian Wright,
Facts,
bro, I'm on
man.
to
There's
guys,
no
bro.
Vieira don't got one. Like,
Nah, Vieira unlucky, not enough.
not enough.
Not enough. Nah, not enough. He was a big player, but he was a captain, but no, not statue.
Fair enough, man.
Statue, unless you were gonna do some like Frenchman statue of like him, Perez, and like Henri or something. But
Well, Will Torre's gonna be in there too.
yeah, you might as well sneak in, innit? But
Fucking Clichy gonna be
Perez,
in there.
I mean, bro, like, look, statues and all of these type of things are hard because
United have how many statues? Fergie and the Holy
we got
Trinity,
Fergie,
right?
we got Busby,
Yeah,
we got
and
the Trinity.
Yeah.
And we've got, I think we've got one more. No, I think that's it actually.
Yeah, probably those are the four biggest.
But see,
The
when are
five
we
biggest
gonna update ours?
I always think is Giggs ever gonna get one or like
He probably won't now at this rate. I didn't.
United. I think they might honor him. Cantona,
I think Class of '92 should get one. Only thing is
Like
just
a
like
whole-
seeing Butt and
I'm not
Phil
gonna-
Neville on there.
I'm not gonna lie. These guys, anyways, they're starting to
They would annoy people,
they-
yeah.
United might be looking at them. Saying, we have plans, but one that, bro.
Yeah,
We'll
like,
go give one for Cantona instead.
Statue conversation is hard per club. It's hard per club because so many things like Rooney, would he get one? I don't think Man United will ever
Nah.
build one for a Scouse.
I think for me, it's like Cantona might get one, or like
Cantona would have had one by now if he was ever going to get one. He's been retired since the 90s.
yeah, that's
The fact that we ever made it for him, he's not getting one.
that's probably true.
Yeah, unless he was to die tragically, God forbid. If he died tomorrow, I think would make him one. But if he
Yeah.
lives a normal life, he's
It's kind of messed up to think
Bro,
about.
no, but it's kind of, you know what I mean,
know.
though? If he
You're probably-
prematurely
you're
dies,
you're probably right, but that's kind
yeah,
of
it's kind of crazy,
innit?
innit? Yeah.
Cantona's like thinking, damn, so I gotta go out in like a blaze of glory for you guys to honor me. That's kind of crazy to think about.
It's crazy, bro. But yeah, I mean,
You know, you were a regular civilian, bro. That's
yeah,
how you
bro.
don't get-
I think,
that is insane.
I think Class of '92 and then stop.
Fair enough.
Mm.
But this weekend,
Yes.
you think they win it?
Arsenal. Do I think they win it? My mind's telling me no.
Well, your heart's telling you yes.
But my body's telling me yeah. Hey, I don't know, like.
No, I know why.
no,
I
do
know
what it
why
is?
you think that. It's
I'm-
the fear of it is making. Yes, this is what I keep telling people. Everyone's like,
Spot
"Yo,
on.
I feel like they're gonna do it." I'm like, "Yeah, you feel like you're gonna do it because you're dreading it. That's
spot
why."
on,
Like,
spot on. Like, listen,
Marseille
Arsenal
fans are probably saying, "I feel like PSG
yeah,
gonna do it."
Listen, Arsenal fans, I wanted you to win the league over City and Liverpool, and I was supporting, and I didn't really care, to be honest. But the Champions League, let's just slow down now.
All right,
Let's slow down. That's
UK
it.
heat map
You've
might
had
be.
your fun.
We're talking about the heat map right now, but in terms of the heat map of like people, at UK is gonna be dark red this summer. You might have to. Yo, you could be in New York for longer than a month.
Bruh, I'm good. No one shout me, bruh. I'm telling you, if they win Champions League, it's gonna be mad. But I'm still going with the quality of PSG. I just think even how Arsenal closed out the season, it was okay.
I think they closed it out well.
They closed, but
Last
do you
5-6
think
games,
the
I think
performances were really good?
5-6 games, I think. Yeah.
You
Post Newcastle. I think
They
that
were
against.
winning them 1-0, bro.
No, I said post Newcastle.
I mean, even the last couple of games, they were winning 1-0.
Yeah, but 1-0 for me. Okay, you can win again. What, did they need to blitz teams?
No,
5-0
I'm not
for it to
saying they
happen?
were
I think
struggling,
against City they were pretty good. I think against who was it? Fulham. I think they blitzed Fulham.
Yeah.
I think against Burnley they were very comfortable. I feel like
they kind of made it a little bit.
look, people can talk about the red card for average, but Burnley didn't lay a finger on them. I thought Arsenal played their best football in a while in these last 5 games.
Fairs, but I think PSG is another kettle of fish. I'm still gonna go with PSG. Look at the Champions League games against Atleti. Who did they play before Atleti? Sporting, Leverkusen. And I look at how the way they played there, and I think to myself, Arteta's gonna be even a little bit more. It's a final. It's gonna be even a little bit more kind of like. And PSG, they ain't one of them teams that you should do. I think you have to play PSG.
You know, I actually think Arsenal will come into this game like first 5 minutes on fire.
You reckon?
I have a feeling Arsenal will come out to try and punch PSG in the face early. I think they will.
Because if
Set
they
the
go
tone.
1-0 up, it might be off. The game might be done.
Was it Arsenal?
Yeah.
Well, I think if either team goes up 1-0, it's like fuck.
PSG defensively can sometimes look a little bit
think if PSG go 1-0 up, they could start passing you off the park, bro.
True.
I'm not gonna lie.
True. It's going to be a big game. I think, do you know what I'm interested in? What do you think Arteta's going to go with? Do you think he's going with Skelly or is he going with Zubimendi? Do you think he's going with Eze or is he going with Odegaard?
I think he's going with Eze. I think he's going to go with Havertz, and I think he has to go with Havertz for this game. And I think he's going to Skelly or Zubimendi is a big one.
I'm not going to lie, yeah.
I think he might go Zubimendi, you know. But no, then again,
I think he's going to go Lewis Skelly.
You reckon?
I think Zubimendi also, like, I think he's had a little bit of a tough time mentally as well in the last couple, and I think they're just protecting him a little bit. I'm looking at the Gyökeres Kai Havertz one. It feels just normal to say, Kai Havertz, big game, he should play.
Not even that for me.
But there's something about Gyökeres lately, and they'll not forget his goals. He's holding the ball up, bro. He's holding the ball up.
I just think there's a difference doing against Pacho and bro, I saw Kane struggle against Pacho.
Yeah, but Kane, you know, we
Kane's a better hold-up striker than Gyökeres, bro.
No, but you know what we're talking about with Kane? He doesn't really even like to get involved that much.
No, I hear that, but even in terms of receiving with your back to goal, if someone on your back, Kane was like fucking falling over and stuff. I think Pacho and Marquinhos, I think against Havertz can get Arsenal up the pitch. Havertz can bring others into play. Havertz can win his aerials against them. Gyökeres, for me, is a last 20-minute kind of guy where the game starts to get stretched a little bit, and maybe Pacho is fatigued, and you can run into that right-hand channel where he's usually going to be at. Mendes is sleeping. I bring on Gyökeres for me. I bring on Martinelli. I think Havertz has to start this game.
Havertz has the clutch gene, which could work off the bench too. It's hard. I don't know.
I'm taking Havertz. To be fair, you're talking about how each is ending the season. Havertz has ended the season well too.
What I'm thinking about is, the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm just thinking about Arsenal potentially not having possession, spells of not having possession, and Gyökeres lately has shown he's a good outball. You know what I mean? Like, he's a good outball that I feel like he's been holding it. He's been roughing up the guys. And I'm thinking finally
against Atletico.
I'm thinking
I didn't
finally.
think either of them defended him that well, man. I was looking at Atletico and I was like, the way you guys are almost allowing him to...
them two centre halves.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't see
Pubel
and the other guy. I just don't see Marquinhos and especially Pacho, right? Because Gyökeres really likes that. When I think of Gyökeres, I feel like he likes that right channel more, right? That's typically where he likes to almost receive it.
On the right channel?
Yeah, on the right, no?
Do you think so?
Yeah, I don't know. The ones that are coming to mind, it's more on the right. I know against Atletico, a lot of it was on the left. But no, it is more on the right. Even the goal that they scored at Arsenal, it came off him running off the right. I think he likes it more on the right. That's more or less up against Pacho. I think Pacho can handle him. I think Havertz, back to goal, big body, get others into play, nice little touches.
I think Havertz, sometimes he can turn the ball over a lot, though. That's the thing. We're talking Gyökeres, but he turns the ball. I think the thing about Havertz is that he just feels a little bit more shadowy. Pops up into areas. His movement is really good.
Yeah, true.
I think that's a bit why he might be a bit more... Gyökeres is that boulder in front of you. That's your target. Whereas Havertz, bro, he could be out the game for 50 minutes and then next thing you know, Kai Havertz, goal. So I kind of understand it. From a tactical point of view, maybe he is more Kai Havertz. He's a bit more flexible. But Gyökeres would definitely be disappointed for sure.
Yeah, but it is what it is. I think you're right. Skelly will start.
Yeah. Timber, I think they're going to force him.
Ooh, is that a good idea?
I think they're going to force him. I think they're going to force it.
I hear it because, brother, Mosquera is food against Kvara.
That's what I'm saying.
You have to imagine Mosquera against Kvara. Yeah. That's the matchup PSG will look at and say, oh, yeah, we have
Is Timber in the World Cup squad?
I don't know. The Dutch released their squad. I'm not 100% sure. But Timber hasn't played a game since... Yeah. It's like, when was the last time Timber played?
I don't know. We played last... But I saw that he said that he hopefully... I just think that it might be...
He didn't even play the first leg against...
no, he ain't played in ages.
Ben White was playing.
Yeah, he ain't played in ages.
That's I think, look, what percentage of Timber do you risk him at? To say, oh, I'd rather have him over Mosquera. Like, is a 40% Timber better than 100% Mosquera?
Nah, that's too far. Nah, I need you at least 60%. You got to be at least in the orange or something. Yeah. If you're 40%, don't play the game, bro. That's low. And World Cup, and you could just re-enjoy whatever. But if he's like 60, 70... Yo, see how that first 20 goes. If you get cooked, okay, hopefully it doesn't lead to a goal. But if you get cooked and it's looking like, oh, okay, we made that change. Quickly. But
I mean, PSG though. Arsenal said something about PSG, right? Hakimi looks like he's probably gonna miss the final.
Yeah, apparently he's not. There was just a recent update that they said positive for both. I think he's gonna force it. Hakimi's that type of guy.
Hakimi's gonna force it. Dembele, I never believed he was gonna miss the final. Yeah. For me, but Dembele, they see a little.
Yeah. Protect him, for sure.
Paris FC.
Yeah. I think Hakimi, he'll take them injections, man.
Yeah.
He seems that type of guy. I think he's gonna play. But again, I can see Hakimi trying it and getting hooked.
Yeah.
Nah,
Put
yeah,
Zaire
don't
Emery
worry.
out there, right wing
Yeah,
back. I think
yeah.
the big one will be who starts in midfield for PSG. Because I was speaking to a PSG fan the other day for content, and he was saying obviously Zaire Emery has played the most minutes I think of any PSG player in the league
Yeah.
this year, and he's been really really good for them.
He's one up there in Europe.
But he said he thinks Enrique will go Fabian Ruiz, and he says I would too.
I would too.
Really, you would go
Yeah.
to Fabian?
Yeah.
I just think for a player like Zaire Emery, it's harsh to leave him out.
It
I think
is.
you can destroy him if you don't start him in this game.
Destroy now.
Because he's been really, really good this
Yeah.
season, and he's played so much in this run up. To then drop him for the final almost feels like, thanks, mate.
Yeah.
But and it's not like Ruiz is like if it was Vitinha, okay.
Hey, but
it's
Ruiz is experienced. He's been there.
Yeah.
He was part of that demolition job last year.
Yeah.
He's so intelligent. I think I would do it. I'm not gonna lie. And
You think Fabian
do you remember
over
when we
Zaire
had
is
this?
that much of an upgrade?
I really like Fabian.
I do too, but like, do you think it's that much of an
I'm not
upgrade?
saying he's.
I even think from a physical
I
point
know,
of
this is
view, I
something
think
so
I
smart
even
about.
think about from a physical point of view, Zaire Emery brings them a bit more steel in there, man. He's a runner. He can win his duels.
Yeah, look, that's a tough decision, but I'm not saying the gap is way bigger, but we had a similar situation with Lunin and Courtois. Courtois did not play at all, and he didn't play at all.
Not at all.
And Ancelotti said,
Perez
GG's
made that
Lunin.
call.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Perez made that call.
Thanks, mate. And then sometimes you do just have to be a little bit
I
harsh.
think when the gap is like that, I agree. But
Yeah.
I don't think Ruiz especially Ruiz. Yeah, I think has he started the game for PSG? Maybe the last one he might have played just to kind of get back in the team, but he's coming off the bench this entire time, man. If I was Zaire Emery and I get dropped for the final after the year I just
You'll
had,
be pissed,
I'm fuming. Like, even if I win, I'm gonna receive my medal. I'm like, fuck Enrique, bro. I'm probably thinking that, bro.
Yeah.
We both played the game, obviously much less level.
Yeah.
But if you're playing for your team the
you'll be
entire way, and then the final,
steaming.
you're benched, and then you win a trophy, you're like,
Yeah,
fuck
you'll
the
be
medal, bro.
steaming. You'll be
I
steaming.
would have rather played and lost, bro.
You'll be steaming, but
I think it's tough.
I don't know. I'm going with the old head moves. I'm going with the experience. I'm going with them three. They're just perfect for each other. I feel like I'm going with them three. Yeah.
I think PSG's gonna win it.
I hope.
I predicted. Did I say two? I think I said 2-1 PSG. I think there's ways Arsenal can hurt them, right? I think set pieces PSG are really shaky off set pieces. I think from a physical point of view, I mean these are all the same cliche things, but they're true. It's a reality. But I just think PSG have way more answers to Arsenal and way more questions to ask Arsenal that I don't know if they can cope with.
And even they still got like Barcola on the bench. They got, what's my man's name? Mayulu. What's the other one's name? Or did he leave? I think he went on loan actually. Is it Mbaye?
Mbaye, yeah.
He's still there, yeah. Still got Mbaye on the bench. Either Zaire Emery or Ruiz. They got options to still change the game as well. That's the thing about them, and I'm going to PSG after that display in that final where they had so much pressure on them, and they just played as if like. Come on,
it's
lads.
A different game, though.
No, it's 100% a different game.
Inter were a mess mentally.
100%, but I do think this PSG are playing with this. They play with this level of we're better than you about it, and I like it. I love the way, and I think they're gonna go in there like that as well. But look, Arsenal are gonna say they want revenge.
The thing is, Arsenal though, I mean, they definitely are going in to win, obviously, and I think, like you said, they want revenge, but they're kind of playing with house money here in a way. They are and they aren't. They've never won it. This is a huge chance for them. But their season is a success whether they win this or not. PSG, if they lose this final, their season is a failure.
If they lose
this final, it's a failure.
Boy, is there only one trophy?
Forget about that, bro. They play their second team in the Liga.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about Liga.
Yeah.
Their season has been built up. Dembele has been load managed. It's all for the Champions League. If they don't win the Champions League, it's a failure of a season.
Yeah.
And that is something I could be. That mentality, like that weighing on your mind. That Arsenal are almost like, let's prove the world wrong.
Yeah. I feel like they don't care. That's what I like. That's what I'm saying. Like, PSG? I don't think they care about that. No, I don't think they care about like this is gonna be a failure season. I just think they just get out there and play, man. And they're very maybe people say not as good, but it's just that feel of that Barcelona Pep team, man. Like, we're just superior to you. You know what I mean? We make you feel small, and I think they can go out there and do that. But Arsenal are definitely going to pack a punch. Definitely going to pack a punch. And do you know what? It won't be surprised if Arsenal go 1-0. If actually depends. Oof.
If you think PSG are gonna win, there's no way Arsenal go 1-0.
It's possible.
Nah, I don't see it, man.
Possible.
I see
Nah,
Arsenal
if
going
Arsenal
1-0
going
up
up,
and
it's dangerous.
parking
It's
the
dangerous.
meanest fucking block.
It's dangerous. But they got outside shooters. They got guys
That's
that
the thing,
flood
they
the
just have
box.
so many answers, bro. They
Yeah,
can go deep
Kvara
against
shoots
you.
from distance.
Transition if you get caught napping on transition.
Yeah.
In midfield, they can pass you off the park.
We're gonna get that battle of Saka and Nuno Mendes again. It's gonna be interesting to see. Where is the game won and lost?
2 places. Midfield. I think Declan Rice has to have the game of his life. I think if Declan Rice drops anything below an 8 long, and I think the right hand side, Kvara versus whoever's playing at right back.
Interesting.
He's been their best player for me. He's been their best player in the knockouts. He's the difference maker. You're expecting if whoever wins the PSG the game is going to be him.
Question: do you go Calafiori or Hincapié?
Hincapié.
Oh, for the defensive side of things.
Yeah.
You got to still offer. Somebody needs to still kind of make them think.
Yeah, but I think Hincapié has been the guy in Europe, to be fair to him. Right? He's played most of the big European games.
But Calafiori's been injured as well, innit?
Yeah, but I still think you go Hincapié in this game.
First.
Against Doué. I think Doué can look at Calafiori and say, yeah, I can get you.
Yeah.
Hincapié is
but at the same time, don't you need someone that's going to make Doué say, oh, I need to defend?
Yeah, but Doué will defend anyways.
Yeah.
That's the thing with PSG. I don't worry about their fullback, their wingers not tracking back.
No, but I mean, Hincapié is going to let Doué be able to be like, maybe just chill on the halfway line a little bit.
I can't imagine any of PSG's attackers playing like that.
Yeah.
I hear your logic, but not with this team.
First.
So what's your prediction?
PSG 2-1. Arsenal haven't scored. I know they did against Palace from second team, but they don't really score more than 1 goal. So if they're going to win it, I think Arsenal are going to win it by 1 goal. I think they'll get their goal, but I think PSG are going to win it 2-1. Yeah.
Fair enough. Guys, let us know in the comment section down below where you see this game being won or lost. What's your prediction? Tell us, how happy are you to see the eye test back? We will be back with you guys in the World Cup. Don't worry, we won't leave you guys for that long again. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys for the next episode very, very soon. Peace.